Okay, we're back here on the ET engine assemblies. I put these together last night. You can see that I've got pretty much all the rods, and they're all they're all mounted in place and bent towards the right area, fit inside the engine assemblies here. And then I went ahead and I mounted all the blocks. These are the engine mounting blocks in place and glued them in, and they correlate to the fit of the engine bell, just like that. So those will all go into place, but I'm not going to mount these yet until they're wired, painted, and almost ready to go into place. But these are the engine assemblies, and this is the engine band in place. So how I did this was I was able to pinch it with a set of alligator tip clips on the top, jam the rod through, and assemble the linkage assemblies as a separate unit. And then I came back in the final stages. I put the hard rods in there and I mounted them up with the riser block, so they could all be nice and even when I put them all together and they go around the assembly. This is probably one of the harder tasks in the entire build, just because you have a lot of individual parts and they kind of need to be linked together and put together where it's so they sit in there evenly. So this just takes a little bit extra time, but there they are, and got them all done, and I'll be moving on to the next step. What I want you to do is I'm going to show a quick breakaway video of that Yay Monsters made up. It's a really great little animation Chuck made, and it shows the assemblies coming together, and then it shows them coming apart. So as far as assembly and fitting the job, this just makes it such a breeze. So anyway, here we go with the video. Okay, as you can see here in the animation, you can see how the model approaches the parts. And as the parts come out, you can see where they break away and are unassembled. And now you can see a clear view of how the pins are going to be inserted and the angle that it'll be laying in the model. So just use this video guide as your assembly instructions to building the engine, and I think that you will not have any problems. Okay, so moving on to the final stages right now, I'll be basically from this point on out getting ready to prime and paint these engine bells, and when they're all done and primed and painted, I'll probably paint them with even finish all the way to the end, and then I'll come back and I'll wire them and get them all ready and in place. And then once they're wired and ready and tested, I can go ahead and move forward with putting those aside and getting those ready for the final assembly when I start actually mounting all the hardware in here, because this engine band has quite a few lights in it. You know, there's 9 lights for each one of these bells, and then there's one searchlight or one main light that runs all the way around on each area. That's another 9 lights, and then you have a pair on both ends that make up the little red lights that are inside there. So there's going to be a lot of lights just on the engine band alone, and that's what it requires. So this is the way it'll be going together, and I'll show a little bit more detail of how I get through that area and how I do the assembly work, and we'll come back to another video when it's getting closer to doing the electronics. So until then, we'll see you at the next video.